At the top are accounts, each acting as a secure boundary for billing, access, and isolation. These accounts are grouped into an AWS organization, which enables centralized control and consolidated billing. Within organizations, you can create organizational units, OUs, logical groupings like dev, test, or prod. For example, a global e-commerce company might use separate OUs for regional teams to apply localized policies. This hierarchy simplifies governance, enforces security standards, and supports cost tracking across teams. With service control policies, SCPs, you can restrict actions at the OU level, ensuring compliance without micromanaging individual accounts. In AWS, a resource is any cloud component you use, like EC2 instances, S3 buckets, Lambda functions, or RDS databases. These are the building blocks of your cloud infrastructure. To manage them more easily, AWS offers resource groups. Think of resource groups as smart folders that automatically organize resources based on shared tags or types. For example, a resource group tagged with environment equals dev might include all compute, storage, and networking resources used by your development team. These groups update dynamically as you add or remove resources, keeping everything organized and current. Resource groups are great for bulk actions, such as stopping all development EC2 instances over the weekend to save costs, and you can use tools like the tag editor to tag resources in bulk. Besides organizing, resource groups integrate with services like AWS Systems Manager for patching and AWS Config for compliance checks. They're also monitored by CloudTrail to track activity within the group. Using resource groups simplifies operations, reduces errors, and improves visibility in your AWS environment. Alongside this, AWS Organizations helps with governance by providing centralized control over multiple AWS accounts, making resource management smarter and more efficient. Let us next explore a powerful tool for organizing your AWS resources, tags. Think of tags as digital labels that you can attach to your AWS resources. These labels contain key value pairs that provide metadata about your resources. For instance, you might tag a resource with project, e-commerce, or environment, production. The beauty of tags lies in their flexibility and power. They allow you to categorize resources based on various criteria such as purpose, owner, or environment. This categorization becomes invaluable when managing large-scale deployments. When it comes to tagging strategies, there are several best practices to keep in mind. First, develop a consistent naming convention for your tags. This ensures that all team members use tags in a standardized way. Second, use automation to enforce tagging policies. This prevents the creation of untagged resources and maintains organizational consistency. Third, regularly audit and update your tags to ensure they remain relevant and accurate. By implementing these best practices, you will create a robust tagging system that significantly enhances your ability to manage, track, and optimize your AWS resources. Let's bring everything together with a clear example. Imagine a tech company that has multiple teams, each with its own AWS account, all organized under a central organization. They use organizational units, or OUs, to separate development and production environments. Tags are applied to identify resource owners and projects, while resource groups help simplify daily operations. This setup is powerful because it enables secure scaling, better cost control, and efficient automation. So, what are the best practices to follow? First, automate tagging using tools like AWS Tag Editor to keep things consistent. Next, apply service control policies, SCPs, at the OU level to enforce permissions and security. Finally, regularly audit your resource structure using AWS Config to ensure compliance and optimal organization. Here's a real-world example. A healthcare provider adopted this model to meet strict HIPAA compliance requirements. At the same time, they reduced their cloud costs by 25%. This shows that with the right structure in place, AWS isn't just powerful, it becomes manageable.